What's
Perfect.
up, everybody? Welcome to Mitch and Maeli Live. We are here ready to play some Deal or No Deal today. I'm just bringing in Maeli. We got Maeli, our beautiful co-host, is here. Welcome, Maeli. We got some announcements for you, and then we're going to play some Deal or No Deal today. I'm excited. Deal or No Deal is a great game. I love it because it teaches us how to do the quick analysis process. Look, guys, there is one thing. We all invest in real estate because we want to increase our wealth. There is one thing that increases your wealth. Nothing else does. There's one activity you can do in your life that will actually, when you do that activity, immediately raise your net worth. And that is closing on assets. That's buying assets. And in real estate, that's closing on properties. The minute you sign your name to buy a property at a title company, your net worth goes up. And so we have a system that every one of our students knows. It's a 5-step system to make sure that we're continually working towards increasing our net worth and closing on properties. And that system is find deals, analyze deals, negotiate deals, fund deals, and close on deals. An important part of that, you make your money in real estate when you buy properties. You cash your checks when you sell. You need to know your numbers. And that comes in the analysis phase. Deal or no deal teaches us quick analysis. It teaches us how to do it quickly and accurately. And we're going to play a game today that's just going to drive that point home. So everybody's going to want a calculator. You're all going to want a calculator. I promise you. You're going to want a notepad. So get your calculator, get your notepad. I see Scott's pen there. You're ready. Here we go. All right. So, but before we dive into our deal or no deal game, we have some announcements. So, a lot of you I texted today. For those of you who are seeing this for the first time, our we have our national conference coming up in March. Nationals is coming up. You guys can register for Nationals in your back office on the calendar. It's March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. You are not going to want to miss it. Renata's folks from all over the country are coming in. We're going to get a chance to network with them, find equity partners, learn new strategies. We got instructors. Renata's instructors are flying in to do the trainings from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every one of those days. And then on Friday from 6 p.m. to the wee hours of the morning, we're going to be having our awards banquet. And that's my favorite part of every year. Maylee and I go black tie every year. Probably a little overdressed. Most people just go formal, but it's so much fun. We get to hang out with our friends that we don't get to see very often because they live in other states. We get to celebrate those who are having success in their education process and in their real estate investing business. You are not going to want to miss it. So make sure seats are filling up. They've got the early bird pricing on tickets right now. So go take advantage of that. It's in your back office. If you have questions on it, reach out to either me or Maylee. We can help you through the process. I guess I should say reach out to me. I can help you through the process.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not going.
yeah, it's like I don't know where it is. That's my job. That's okay. We divide and conquer. It's an awesome solution we have here. With that said, we also have our mastermind coming up tomorrow night. It's in person. So for those of you who live in the northern Utah area or want to commute to northern Utah, for tomorrow night's mastermind, it will be at 7 p.m. at the Top Equity Real Estate Brokerage, or I guess they changed their name recently to Real Estate Essentials, which is in Murray, Utah. You're going to want to be there. Don't miss it. Maylee, you mentioned you have a couple other announcements. We got some exciting things coming up, some exciting things we're adding to the calendar, and I'm not going to steal Maylee's thunder. Go ahead and share those announcements with us.
Okay, so if you're already a part of our group, we just created a private Facebook group, and it's just called Mitch and Maeli. And so if you haven't received an invite to that, it's because either you don't have Facebook, which I just talked to Harry about. I was like, Harry, I do not have Facebook. Right? Oh, you don't? Okay, got it. Or I don't know maybe what your last name is on Facebook, right? Because sometimes we don't change like our real name to our last name, or you have multiple names. I don't know. And so if you haven't friended me yet, I am Maylee Merrill Nelson on Facebook. And unfortunately, it's not our or Mitch and Maylee page that has to run, that's not how branding works. And so my personal page actually has to run the page. So anyway, come friend me and just be like, oh, hey, add me to the group or whatever, right? Obviously I'll know to add you, but befriend me and then I will jump over and add you to that group. It's small. We're trying to keep this, just our team. Obviously we have teammates all over the nation, but we're trying to keep this just really local, and the people that like, so we can share contractors, we can share like referrals, we can share inspectors, right? We can share like the things that are right here in our network. We should be leveraging our people first and foremost, for realtors, for agent, or for lenders, for inspectors, for any construction type stuff. Anybody that's in our tight knit community, we should be leveraging us first, right, as a group. So that's our first, just announcement. And then another one is that we have a Utah Women's Reign coming up. So it's our Creating Her Empire. And that is going to be, it's the last Monday of every single month. So it's Monday the 29th. And it will be actually at my brokerage again this time. And Galit and Allison are flying in from Vegas. And they're going to be teaching us how to tell a story. So branding yourself, kind of back onto branding, but they are like icons, right? Like that's all they do 24/7. And they're going to be talking about telling your story through a book and or through online presence. They're amazing. So you got to come out, and seats are filling up quickly. The Eventbrite link I can put in our chat here in just a second. And then on February 3rd, this one I definitely want y'all to put in your calendar. On February 3rd, we will be doing a Real Deal house tour. And that's going to be a scenario that will be super fun because you get to come out and see two houses, because we own two homes that are right next door to each other. And one's remodeled completely, and then we bought recently bought the home next door to it, and it's getting remodeled right now. For some of you, last week or 2 weeks ago, we saw it. Like Scott was there, Alicia was there, Mike was there. Who else was there? Anyway, some of you guys, Allison and came out, but you'll be able to see even more improvements, right? And so it's fun to kind of see all the steps of the way. So February 3rd, we will be doing a Real Deal house tour. So you'll be able to see the before, and you'll be able to see basically the after. It's not exactly the same because of different, layout and stuff, but it is an exciting time to come and see exactly how we do what we do and why we do it, where we spend the money. And it's a good opportunity to invite friends and family out if they're like trying to figure out what the heck you're doing and you've been dying to get them to come see something. But you don't want them to feel kind of salesy. This is a good spot because we don't bring up sales. We literally just talk about like brick and mortar, like how we do what we do and why we do it. And it's a great option for marketing. So, if you're like, oh, I need to build my brand, this is a good place to do it. Those are my announcements.
And I think you mentioned this. We're doing that every 2 weeks from here on out.
Right.
So every other week you can plan on there will be a new house tour. We're going to do them in different spots. We may come back to the same deal months later and see the transformation. But it's going to be a different address every 2 weeks. We're going to start with our properties that Maeli and I have, and then we're going to start doing it at student properties as well. So guys are in for a treat. Mark your calendar. Starting February 3rd, every 2 weeks at 10 a.m., we will be doing our Real Deal house tour. So you said 10 a.m., right, Maeli?
No, sorry. I have it down for just because I have actually an open house that day too.
You returning champions on the call today. They're here to defend their title. Guys, you guys have for those of you who are new to this or, are coming back, you got a couple of people that you got to knock off their pedestals here. Harry and Scott are recent champions of the Deal or No Deal in the last couple of months that we played. So let's dive in. Let me share my screen real quick. Let's see here. All right, deal or no deal. It doesn't like. There we go. All right. Everybody see my screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can see the Deal or No Deal logo. All right, Deal or No Deal Fix and Flip Edition. Let's dive in, guys. So, like we talked about, this is a great opportunity. So this is our deal spotter system. This is our asset acquisition system. Those of you who are going through your 4-phase plan right now or past your 4-phase plan, you're familiar with this. This is what you're doing every day, right? We're finding deals, we're analyzing deals, we're negotiating deals, we're funding deals, and we're closing on deals. So what we're going to focus on today is step 2. Like I said before, in real estate, especially in real estate investing, you make your money when you buy, you cash your checks when you sell. So if we're going to make our money when we buy, it has to do with the numbers. We got to know what our numbers are. And the end result of every quick analysis is we need to know the maximum number we can buy this property for in order to make money on the deal. So let's go over the rules here. So Here are the rules of the game. Now this is going to look, because we've gamified this, it's going to look slightly different than it does in real life, but we're going to simulate, real life here. All right, step number 1. The moderator or the winning player of the last round will identify a city. So I'll do the first round, I'll identify a city, and then if you won the previous round, you'll get to pick the next city that we play in. The moderator identifies a property. The purchase price to be played as listed on Zillow.com. So when we pull up a property in the city that the previous winner picked, that property is going to have an asking price, right, or a suggested price. We're going to play that as the purchase price. Okay, so when we're talking about purchase price, that's the number you use. And then the moderator is going to provide 3 comps. So the first step of calculating our after repair value on a fix and flip is we identify 3 comparables in the area. For the sake of time and so that we can fit the maximum amount of rounds in, I'm just going to give you those comps. So you'll want to write down the comps for each property. I'll give you 3 when we pick a property. The players calculate a minimum desired profit of $40,000. And you have 2 minutes to do these calculations. That'll be timed. So the players calculate a minimum desired profit of $40,000. That means that if I'm going to do this deal, I get to pick what my minimum that I would want to make on this deal is. For me, and for the sake of this game, 40 grand. If I'm not going to make 40 grand, it's not worth my time. I want to make 40 grand or more. So we're going to set the minimum calculated desired profit at $40,000. Then players calculate the buying costs. And we're gonna use a little shortcut. Your buying costs are going to be 3% of the purchase price. Remember, the purchase price is what Zillow says that the asking price is. 3%. So buying costs are 3% of the purchase price. Then we're going to calculate holding costs. Our holding costs in real life are things like interest on our loans that we use to purchase the property. It's things like utilities, insurance, etc. We're going to calculate that as 6% of the purchase price. So if you're quick, you can just double the number from the previous step, and there's your holding cost. Players calculate the sales cost of 7% of the after repair value. This is where people sometimes get choked up a little bit, because up here we've got buying cost as 3% of the purchase price, holding costs of 6% of the purchase price, but the sales costs are 7% of the ARV. Okay, so make sure that you're calculating based off the right numbers. Players calculate an estimated construction cost at $40 a square foot. So in the real world, we know we calculate that when we're doing our quick analysis just based off of the area. For a low-end neighborhood, we're going to do 35. For a mid-range, we're going to do 45. For a high-end neighborhood, we're going to do $60 a square foot. We're going to set it as a flat $40 a square foot for the sake of this game. Okay, so you'll take the square footage, you'll times it by $40, and that's your estimated construction costs. Players subtract all calculations from the ARV to get the maximum offer price. So you're going to take your ARV, you're going to subtract your minimum desired profit, pay yourself first. You're going to subtract your buying costs, subtract your holding costs, subtract your sales costs, and subtract your construction costs. That will give you your maximum offer price. Okay. If the maximum offer price is above the asking price, then you type into the chat deal. So if your maximum purchase price is above the asking price, then it's a deal. Okay. If your maximum offer price is below the asking price, it's no deal. So the first player to correctly identify and type into the chat deal or no deal wins the round. So you got to be right, but you have to, in order for us to track who says it first, you got to throw it in the chat. Coming off mute and saying deal or no deal doesn't work because we aren't always going to be able to identify who's saying what. So put it in the chat in Zoom or on YouTube, deal or no deal. Okay. Any questions on the rules? Is anybody fuzzy on how we're playing this game? So just quick overview. We're picking a property. We're in that property. I'm going to give you 3 comps. You're going to take the comps and you're going to add them all up and divide them by 3 because there's 3 comps. We're finding an average, right? So that gives us our after repair value. You're going to take your after repair value, subtract your minimum desired profit, which is 40 grand. Subtract your buying cost, your holding cost, your sales cost, your construction cost. That gives you your maximum purchase price. Your maximum purchase price is above the asking price. It's a deal. If it's below, it's no deal, even if it's by $1. Now, in the real world, we got some massage room where we can negotiate, but for the sake of the game and keeping it quick, if it's above, deal. If it's below, no deal. Okay. All right. Any questions? Come off mute. Ask your questions. We good? All right. Well, let's play then. Okay. So let me reshare my screen here. Get over to Zillow. We'll do an example round real quick so that you guys can get the feel for it. Give me just a second here. Okay, Zillow, where are you? Alrighty, and then reshare my screen. Alrighty. Okay, here we are. Can everybody see Zillow? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Alrighty. So we will start. Let's start in Layton, Utah. Let's take a look here. Alrighty, so in Layton, we got some. Oh, look at this guy. This looks like it needs some love. We'll pick this property. Alrighty, so if I were to give you, it'll load eventually, don't worry about it. Okay, let's take a look, see all 17 photos here. My internet doesn't like me when I'm streaming and browsing and all the things at the same time. Okay. Yeah, it needs a new kitchen. Flooring looks okay. That may save us some money. Need some paint. Definitely the yard needs to be taken care of. Needs new bathrooms. Needs some work on the exterior. Okay, here's a good deal. So if I were to give you comps for this, so our purchase price is this $384,900. Okay, if I were to give you comps, just throw 3 comps out: 510,000, 525,000, and 560,000. We would take those numbers. We would, in our calculator, we would take 510,000 plus 525 plus 560 divided by 3, get $531,000 is our after repair value. Then we subtract, so ARV is 531. So then we subtract our $40,000. We subtract our buying costs, which is 3% of the purchase price, which is $384,900. So $384,900 times 0.03 or 3%. Sorry, did that wrong. 384,900 times 0.03 is 11. Our buying costs are $11,547. Our holding costs. So our buying costs cover like closing costs, points on your hard money, etc. Our holding costs are our purchase price, $384,900 times 0.06. So that's $23,094. So let's put 23,000. 23,000. And our sell costs are 7% of the after repair value. Our after repair value is 525, 560 times 0.07 is, and that covers your agents and your closing costs on the selling side, $36,789. Okay. All right. And then last thing, we're going to do our construction costs, which we take our square footage, which in this case is 2016, We times that by $40 a square foot. So times by 40, $80,640. So now we take our after repair value and we subtract all of those things. So we'll take our after repair value of $525,560. We'll subtract $40,000 for our minimum desired profit. We will subtract $11,547 for our buying costs. We'll subtract $23,000 for our holding costs. We'll subtract $36,787 for our selling costs, and we'll subtract $80,690 for our construction costs. That puts us at $333,536. So guys, is this a deal or no deal? Come off mute and let me know. Remember, if your buying cost is above the asking price, it's a deal. If it's below, it's no deal. So is this a deal or no deal?
No deal.
No deal.
No deal.
Bingo. That sounded like Judy. Nailed it. So there's your practice round. All right. So any questions on how this game is played? Any questions on how we got any of the calculations? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I will say, just to remind everyone, right, because this is my side of how I'm responsible for finding the deals, running our numbers, verifying everything. Keep in mind, this is cowboy math, okay? And this is a very broad stroke approach. This is not, Mitch is teaching you, and this is what he taught me, and this is how I got good at what I do. But this is teaching you how to make really quick decisions, just right on the fly. Looking at this house, I actually don't think it would be a good fix and flip because there isn't a lot to do to it, and I know the neighborhood, right? The most you're gonna get for this house is maybe $400,000. So no matter what you did to it, you're not gonna actually get 580 or whatever it was, right? So yes, this is a fantastic strategy to give you just quick analysis, which is the whole point of this game, so that you can have 10 homes in an hour, right, to go look at and at least run your longer analysis on, or right, do a lot more due diligence on it to actually submit the offer, right? So just keep that in mind, that it's not like, oh, cool, this is exactly how this works, and I'll just go make offers based on this. No, right? Unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. Make sure you get with a real estate agent. Unfortunately, Zillow and Redfin took away the ability to run comps. But at least you can use Zillow to tell you what it's worth. So this home doesn't show that, at least on mine. It doesn't. I don't see that it's showing that on yours. Actually, exit out of that, the picture, if you don't mind. Sorry. So it doesn't say what Zillow thinks it's worth. It says that, well, let's see, estimated amount. There it is, 373. So Zillow actually thinks that it's worth 373, right? So I would say that on a broad stroke, if you're going to actually get a number, right, then unfortunately that's what you're going to go off of, because Zillow doesn't know if it's been remodeled or if it looks like this, right? It has no idea. So just keep that in mind. We have a bunch of new agents jumping on our team. Melissa, who's actually on the call, she just joined our team. So if you have questions or whatever, obviously feel free to private message her or me and be like, hey, I need help with ARVs. Like, that is what we're here for. And we want to help you actually dial in your numbers so that you're not like, I'm making offers based on this Zillow account. Like, please don't do that. Like, please don't do that. You will be screwed. So don't do that. Okay, yeah, that's all I have to say.
So this, like Maeli was saying, this is just to get you in the motion of running the numbers. So that the equation is real. The way we're doing it is for the game, right? You want to use actual comps, not just made up comps, because today I'm making them up, right? You want to use actual comps to get your after repair value, and you want to, you base your construction costs based on the quality of the neighborhood. So, but the rest of it, all of the equations that we're using, it's the same equations you'll be using in real life. So, with that said, let's dive in.
What did you say about the $40,000 construction cost?
It's $40,000 is your minimum desired profit. We're going to use that as kind of a static. Everybody gets to pick that on their own, but we're going to use that as to level the playing field for the sake of the game. And then we're we're using $40 a square foot for the construction costs. And we're going to keep that static throughout the game just to keep it consistent, right? Okay.
Yeah, can you go through those numbers one more time? Because mine were different. I just want to see if I'm doing something wrong.
Yes. The numbers on the previous... I threw the Post-it note away. The numbers on the...
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I got it right here. Okay, so I've got... so my comps were 510, 525, and 560. If you add all those up, divide them by 3 to get the average, you get 531. Then we subtract our minimum desired profit of 40,000. We subtract our buying cost of 11,547, which is 3% of the purchase price, right? And it was, oh man, I exited out of it. It's like 384 or something like that.
384.9.
Yeah, 384.9, so 385. Our holding cost was 23,000, based on 6% of the purchase price. Our sell costs were 36,000 based on 7% of the ARV. Mm-hmm. And then our construction costs were $40 a square foot, which gave us $80,690. So if you subtract all of those from the ARV, we get 333. Is that what you got, Heather?
It's not, but I do see where I was doing some of the math wrong, so that was my bad.
Was it on the sell costs? That's the one that catches everybody because it's on the ARV instead of the purchase price.
It was on the sales cost, and then I was also getting a different total on the ARV, and so I'm wondering if I just maybe hit some keys wrong there on when I was adding them together and dividing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we got to make sure our math, and this is why we go through this in a game, right? So we can make the mistakes in the game to make sure that our math is strong, when we're out in the real world doing it. All right. So we've got a property right here in Sugar House. No, it's on the west side. Okay, yeah, let's look at this guy. Looks like he might need some work. Let's pull this one up. So this is round 1, guys. We're going to be putting 2 minutes on the clock. You're going to have 2 minutes to do everything we just walked through. So
I just saw that one.
Did you take a look at it? Oh, this one's done.
I just looked at that one.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go to a different one. Somebody already did not as good a work.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, look, here's one. 250. This guy needs some work. Not move-in ready. It's a distressed property here. Okay, so get my timer set. Okay. So,
that'll be more than $40 a square foot.
All right, for the sake of the game, we're doing $40 a square foot. So we have to be able to gamify this a little bit. I know this isn't exactly how you would do it, Maeli, but this is, for the sake of the game, we're going to run $40 a square foot. Okay, so with this guy, you're right. This is a lot of work, but we're going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to give you comps. So round 1, we're doing Salt Lake City. I'm going to give you comps of 500,000. 525,000 and 490,000. Those are your 3 comps. So you've got your purchase price here of 250. You've got 935 square feet. Okay. Your comps once again are 500,000, 525,000, and 490,000. Round 1 begins. On your marks, get set, go. You got 2 minutes on the clock. 15 seconds left. Alrighty, time's up. Pencils down. All right, we got a bunch of you that jumped in. Okay, so Mark Marshall, you were the first one to reply deal. Walk us through how you got it, my friend. Come off mute if you would.
It's pretty well. This is the second time you've done this. Last year we attended, so we created basically an Excel spreadsheet with the formula built in.
I'm going to give you this one, but you can't use the spreadsheet. You got to do it long form to make it fair.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll give you this one, but let's all do it long form to even the playing field here. So I'm going to go to the next one. Heather, walk us through how you got your numbers.
Okay. So we have our starting value of 250,000, and then the comps were 500, 525, and 490.
Yep.
And so that gave us an ARV of 545.
Okay.
And then for buying, I got 7,500. Holding was 15. My sales cost was 38,150, and then my estimated cost for repairs was 37,400.
Okay.
And then what I got when I subtracted that all out was 446,950.
446,950. Perfect. So that's our maximum buying price. They're asking 250 right now. Obviously, in the real world, and Maeli makes a really good point. In the real world, this is going to cost you way more than $40 a square foot, right? So we're just using that number for the sake of the game. You're going to want to go, significantly higher than that. Probably bring in a contractor to give you a bid. But for the sake of quick analysis, we use those numbers, right? And this one, to do a quick analysis, I'd probably do about $85 a square foot. So probably double that. But it still puts it within the realm of a deal, if my comps are accurate, which I made them up. So we got to make sure we got accurate comps. We got to make sure we've got a relatively accurate estimate at this point in the game, because in our due diligence, we can sharpen our pencil, right? But a relatively accurate estimate on construction. But for the sake of the game, it's a deal. So this round goes to Mark Marshall. Well done, Mark. And I failed to mention, if you have a spreadsheet, it's a great tool to use in the real world, but make sure you're doing it pencil and paper. And that applies to everyone. Make sure you're doing it pencil and paper for the sake of the game, just so we can keep the playing field even. Okay. Alrighty. So round number 2. Oh, and by the way, I also failed to mention $50 gift card for the winner, whoever wins the most rounds tonight. So play hard. All right. So round 2, Mark, you are our winner. Come off mute, my friend. Let me know, what city do we want to play in next? You can pick anywhere in the U.S.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. I like it. All right. So let's go to Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. Alrighty, so let's scroll through some of these here. Got some nice properties on this list. This one looks like the lawn's dying a little bit. That might be one. Yeah, this needs some updating. We've got some ugly tile in there. outside looks pretty good. The outside probably doesn't need a whole lot of work. Got some hardwood floors, got new paint. How's the kitchen look? Okay, kitchen's not terrible. Probably could use some nicer appliances in there. You know what? Let's pick a different one. I think that one's a little too nice for where we want to go. So let's see if we can find one that needs a little more work. Nope, that one's been recently remodeled as well. Man, that yard needs some help. Let's try. How about this guy? 82,000. Okay, it's got brown walls. It's got the mustard paint on the walls, right? It's got basic bathrooms. Needs some tile, right? Needs better tile, more updated tile. I mean, I think we could flip this one and make some money. So, all right, this is our guy. So it doesn't
see a square footage.
It doesn't tell us the square footage. So I'm gonna give you. We're just gonna guesstimate on this house, and I'm gonna say it's 1225 square feet, and I'll write that down. So write that down: 1225 square feet. Okay, and our comparables are 225, 210, and 230. Once again, the comparables are 225,000, 210,000, and 230,000. The square footage we're going to calculate at 1,225 square feet. Okay, on your marks, pencils up, get set. 2 minutes, go. Purchase price is $82,000. It's right here. Square footage is 1,225. $55 seconds left. $20 seconds left. Time's up. Pencils down. All right. Okay, so, Harry, you corrected it a second too late, my friend. Had you corrected that just a second earlier, you would have got it. But looks like Scott Green comes in with deal. So Scott, come off mute, walk us through how you got it.
Hello. Okay, so you had the comps 225, 210, and 230. And so I got the ARV at 221. I'm just rounding. It was like 221.6 or something like that. Okay. 221. And then I just usually combine the 6 and the 3%.
Ooh, shortcut. I like
purchase price. So I got $7,000. between the buying and holding cost.
Okay.
And then your sales
good shortcut.
cost, 7% was 15 grand, is like 15.5. Rehab, 49 grand. Profit, 40 grand. So I came to 110. And our purchase price is 82.
So we've got 82.
So we'll make even more money.
That's right. We got a negotiation window, right? If this were their mortgage number, which was actually what we would actually be calculating it off of in the real world, and we don't have time to look that up. So to keep the game going, we just use the Zillow number. We've got a negotiation window. They owe 82. We come in at what'd you say, 110?
Yes.
We can buy it for 110 and make our minimum profit that we want to make. So we come in, we offer 82. Probably get it, right? In this market, we'll probably get it at asking price. So awesome. Scott, you take round 2, my friend. That means you get to pick what city we're going to be working in next.
Ooh. How about Fort Collins, Colorado?
Ooh, Fort Collins. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Don't go away. Okay. Come on, slow internet. Okay. Fort Collins, Colorado. Okay, here we go. Prices are a little closer to what they are in Utah, in Fort Collins. $500,000 in Fort Collins buys you half the house that $250,000 buys you in Tennessee. All right, let's look at this. Got a lot of new builds on here. Oh, what's this guy? Let's take a look at this guy. Okay. Ah, yeah. This needs some love. It's clean, but it's also very 90s, right? We got the fluorescent tube lighting in the kitchen. We've got the oak cabinets. Needs new appliances. Probably needs new carpet. Probably stand for some different window treatments. We've got a $195,000 purchase price. Let's go ahead and throw some comps at you. So I'm going to throw a comp of 410, 395, and 415. So 410,000, 395,000, and 415,000. All right, pencils up. On your marks, get set. 2 minutes on the clock. Go. $45 seconds. $15 seconds. All right, pencils down, time's up. Okay. Let's see. We got Harry Black. All right, my friend, come on off mute and let me know what you're thinking here. You said deal. How'd you get it?
Yeah, I'm kicking myself because on that last one I had all the same numbers, but when I glanced at the price, I compared it to the ARV, so I said no deal. Anyways.
All good. You made up for it here, so.
So yeah, asking price 195.5. I took the 3 and the 6% of that for the holding costs and the buying costs and got 17.5. Construction costs 1316 times 40 is 52,500. The ARV was just the average of the 3 numbers you gave us. I got 407, and then took 7% of that for the selling costs, which was 28.5. And then the 407, subtracting all those costs, got me to 268K, which was significantly above the asking price.
So there's going to be some good profit in this one. I love it. Love it, love it. All right, Harry. You're the winner of this round. You get to pick our city that we play in next. So go ahead and pick any city in the U.S.
Let's do Gloucester, Massachusetts. Let me know if you need help on that spelling.
Yeah. Gloister.
Oucester. Yep.
Gloucester, Massachusetts. All right. Love it when we get to play on the East Coast. Let's take a look here. So.
Not a lot.
I did see one up here. What's this guy? Let's take a look at this guy. See what he has to offer us. Okay, yeah, we need new kitchen. Need some updating on the inside. It looks pretty clean for the most part. Probably paint that fireplace. Flooring looks good. Got that hardwood floor. Probably going to need some new carpet. Alrighty, could probably use some new doors as well. You want to make sure, one of the things we want to make sure, one of our primary, the 5 things that we focus on in fix and flips that we learned in the fix and flip day 1 class. The 5 things, areas of focus is kitchen, bathroom, master suite, curb appeal, and fix any weird things. One of the weird things is hardware that doesn't match, so like doorknobs that don't match, hinges that aren't the same color as the doorknobs, and then door styles that don't match. You see, you've got a 3-panel door here, you've got a contractor slab here. We want those things to match. So those are all things that you want to consider in your fix and flips. Got an ugly bathroom. That's number 2. That's what we want to. That's what we want to focus on our priority list is updating each bathroom. So I think this will be a good flip. We're at 674,000. Okay, let's do this guy. So for round 4, we're gonna do 805,000, 760. Let's do 760, and let's do 810. Those are your comps: 805,000, 760,000, and 810,000. All right, so pencils up. 2 minutes on the clock. On your marks, get set, go. 20 seconds. All right, pencils down. Time's up. So, Harry, coming in hot again. No deal. Walk us through. You're on mute, my friend. I can't see your screen. Can you come off mute? Sorry.
Whoops. I don't know if this is backwards, but
Okay.
I just have 3 columns. So asking price, square footage, and ARV. 7% is the selling costs. 40 times this number is the construction costs. 9% is the holding costs and the buying costs.
Combined.
And then 40K is the desired profit. So you take the ARV and subtract these 4 numbers to get
Boom.
575, 740.
You've systematized this thing. That's why you came in so hot. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, so round 4 goes to Harry. Harry is up. So we've got Harry with 2 rounds under his belt. Scott has a round and Mark has a round. All right, guys. And Scott was hot on your heels, so watch your back. Here we go. All right, Harry, what city we playing in next?
Bismarck, North Dakota.
Bismarck, North Dakota. Are there houses in Bismarck, North Dakota?
I have no
Just
idea.
kidding.
You put me on the spot.
Bismarck, there it is. All righty. Okay. We got some new builds selling for $450. Okay, we've got, let's look at this guy. Outside needs a little love. Inside is dated, clean but dated. Let's take a look at, maybe see if we can get some more pictures of the kitchen and bathrooms. So the kitchen, we have oak cabinets. That is not desirable at the moment. We've got some dated accent walls, dated carpet. The doors need some love. The bathrooms need some love. I think this is our guy. All right. So $264,000 purchase price. In the real world, that would be our mortgage balance that we would be looking at, right? 1,944 square feet. Let's throw some comps at you. So round 5, we've got comps at 425, 390, and 475. So comparables are 425, 390, and 475. Pencils up, 2 minutes on the clock. On your mark, get set, go. $55 seconds. All right, pencils down. 2 minutes up. All righty, so we got Harry Black back on the board. I love it. That's awesome. All right, Harry, walk us through.
So I got 430 for the ARV.
Okay.
And 30K for the selling costs. 1944 square feet gives us about $78,000 in construction costs. The asking price of $264,000. The buying and holding costs on that would be $23,760. So 430 divided by all the, or excuse me, subtracting all those costs got me 258,380, which is slightly below what they're asking.
Okay, no deal. I love it. So we have Bill Gillane argues deal. Bill, do you want to stand by that and justify the numbers here?
Well, I don't want to look like an idiot here, but I don't. All of the numbers that he's got there checked out, except he was coming up with a total of I don't know what the heck it was. I got that we're pulling in $42,300, which gives us a total of $2,300, above our 40,000. But
Okay.
all the other numbers check out. So I may have mathed wrong, but the 77,760, the commissions, all of that stuff checked out. So I don't know where my math is wrong. I'll have to go back and take a look.
Yep, no worries. Sometimes we forget to pay ourselves. And by the way,
we're
we're all here to learn.
That his
So
ARV was wrong, so I also got a higher total. I just wasn't quite fast enough with my math.
so let's double check that ARV. So we went into, I got no deal as well, by the way, but let's take a look. So 425 plus 390 plus 475 divided by 3, 430. No, that's what I got as well.
I got 430.
So we're gonna stick with no deal. And by the way, nobody looks like an idiot for playing the game and learning. Like we're all here to learn. So it's we want to make sure that we're understanding where we're missing things, if we are missing things, and all the make sure that we're getting all the numbers right. And so no, we're here to play. I love it. All right, Harry, I'm going to give you that one. You got the same numbers I did. So Harry now has 3 rounds on the board. Congratulations, Harry. Love the way you're doing it, by the way, guys. That's makes for some easy math. So you may want to steal his little formula there that he's got. All right. So Harry, with that, I am going to. You won the round, but I'm gonna let someone else pick the city if that's okay with you. You cool with that? All right, Bill. I picked on you, so you get to pick the next city.
Let's just for giggles do Kearns, Utah.
Kearns, Utah. Bring it back home. I love it. Kearns, Kearns. Kearns, Utah. Alrighty. Okay. Let's look through these guys here. Okay. All right, I think we've got, let's take a look at this guy. Nope, recently remodeled. And they should have painted the outside. Okay, let's see. Let's look at this guy. We'll split entry here. Alright, looks clean on the inside. Got some old cabinets, some flat plank cabinets here. Probably need some updating. They did put that looks like Formica to me, with butcher block on the other side. Got some nicer cabinets in there. I'm just not sure there's a whole lot of margin in this one, so this would probably be one that I would pass on. Just knowing the area, my comps would be just slightly higher than what we'd be paying for it. So that one looks remodeled, but it's only 64,000. Must be a condo. Let's look at this one. 390. Yeah, this guy needs some love. Looks clean, but looks like a time capsule. We got the mossy mirror from the 70s up around the mantle. Yeah, needs some nicer window dressing, some doors, some basic case, needs new cabinets. Appliances are okay, but probably could use some nicer ones. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, look at that carpet. You start to get those wrinkles in the carpet because it's stretched so much over the years. That needed new carpet years ago. Yeah, wallpaper. Yeah, let's do this guy. Okay. Alrighty, so we've got 390. So this is round 6. 390 is our purchase price. We are going to go with an ARV of 500,000, 525, and 485. So 500,000, 525,000, and 585,000. Okay. Alrighty. On your marks. Oop, gotta get back. Switch to my calculator. All right. 2 minutes on the clock. On your marks. Get set. Go. $45 seconds. All right, pencils down, time's up. Okay, guys. Looks like Harry back on top again, my friend. I love it. Man, you got this thing down. Jessica coming in second. Way to go. That's awesome. Just seconds behind Harry. Ann came in. Nice, Ann. Bill and Judy. Nice. Nice work, guys. Okay, no deal. All right, walk us through, Harry.
ARV, I got 503. Selling costs on that would be a little over 35,000. Construction costs, 1180 times 40, got me 47,200. And then from the asking price, I got $35,100 between the buying and holding costs. And then with our $40,000 profit margin, I subtracted all those calculations from 503 to get 345,490, which is under that asking price.
Okay. 345, 490. And so we walk, right? Okay. All right. Heading into our last round, and then we're going to bring Maeli back out. And we're going to talk about the differences between, because she brings up some good points, the differences between the game and when we're doing this in real life. So, Harry, last round, my friend, you pick the city. Where are we going?
Let's do El Paso.
El Paso, New Mexico. I love it. Or is El Paso in Texas? I think it's in New Mexico, right?
I was thinking Texas, but maybe there is an El Paso, New Mexico.
I think it's in Texas, actually, now that I say it out loud. I don't know. I'm from Utah. Yep, El Paso, Texas. There it is. Okay. All righty. Let's take a look here. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. See where we stand with him. Ooh, nope. That has been recently remodeled. Okay. Keep going here. How about this one? Okay, this guy, this might be the one. So we can see we got some dated tile here. Love the big driveway, that's nice. Yeah, needs some love. Definitely needs some new paint, needs some tile. Needs some window treatments. Maybe a little bit of paint on the outside. I don't know, that might fit into the area. Definitely needs new bathrooms. Okay, all right, new cabinets in the kitchen. Okay, all right, this is our one. Let's do it. Okay, so round 7, here we go. Round 7, final round. We've got comparables at 310, 290, and 315. So our comparables are 310,000, 290,000, and 315,000. All right, on your marks, get set. 2 minutes on the clock. Go. 10 seconds. All right, pencils down. What do we got here? Jessica Pay. All right, I love it when the rookies show up. That's awesome. Well done, Jessica. All right, so Jessica, come off mute if you would and walk us through how you got it.
All right. Let's see. I had the ARV at 305,
Okay.
and as far as expenses go, I had 12,145 for costs. 7% holding. I had it 21,350.
Okay.
The repairs were 39,320,
Okay.
and 4,000 profit. My calculator just went off on my phone.
You're
I
good.
lost my total.
I got it as a deal as well, and your numbers look right. So I'm gonna say that Jessica wins round 7. Well done, Jessica. That's awesome.
Yay!
Okay, all right, guys. So that puts us. We've got 1 round going to Mark, 1 round going to Scott, 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds going to Harry, reigning champion, and Jessica, our rookie, takes the last round. Well done, Jessica. That's awesome. And Harry, congratulations, my friend. You are the reigning champion, which means you get a $50 gift card. So shoot me your Venmo. We're gonna do digital. Shoot me your Venmo, and we'll get that taken care of tonight. So guys, let's talk for just a second. I'm gonna have Maeli come off mute here. Let me pull my screen share back. Let's bring out the spotlight on Maeli girl. Hi, Maeli. It's my beautiful co-host. All right. So, obviously this is a game, right? The goal here is we want you to get into the habit of doing the math quick, because this shouldn't take you more than 2 minutes, right? So the way that Maeli and I, we've systematized our entire process. We've got automations to bring leads in. Those once the leads tell us that they're interested in getting an offer, we run quick analyses. It takes us 2 minutes each, right? We're pulling comps. We're running after repair values. We're assigning. Now, one area that's going to be different here is we are assigning estimated construction costs based on the neighborhood, but also a little bit based on the condition of the home. You know, that one house that we did that was in Salt Lake City in round 1, that was not going to be a $40 a square foot guy. And Maeli pointed that out, right? I mean, even in a Nordstrom neighborhood, which, by the way, if you're new, we call it Walmart, Target, Nordstrom, low end, mid grade, high end, right? Even in a Nordstrom neighborhood, we'd be at $60 a square foot. But that thing needed everything. It needed sheetrock. It needed all the stuff. So just for our quick analysis, we're not going to have a contractor go out there yet. For our quick analysis, we may set that at $85 or $90 a square foot. Maybe even $100 a square foot. But Maeli, do you want to dive a little bit deeper into, quick on the quick analysis end before we're into long analysis, actually getting actual bids, how we kind of make those differentiations?
Yeah, I mean, so first off, I just have to say, I love this. Everyone played. Like, I love that even our new people and, some of you are just hanging out, and that's really fine. It just takes a second to watch. And I hope that the people that weren't necessarily playing, putting stuff in the chat, that you still felt like this was very valuable and was like, oh, I can start running numbers fast. That's the whole point of this game. Not because it's actually necessarily accurate, right? We're just giving you an ARV that's not accurate.
That I'm making up on the spot.
Yeah, just making it up. It's fun. You win some money. You get a chance to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Because truthfully, guys, even though you're just running numbers like that, you're doing more than 90% even agents do. And I know that okay, well, agents run numbers all day long. Not on fix and flips. They don't know how to run numbers on fix and flips. I can tell you this because I work with agents every day. They have no idea.
Our agents on this call do now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, I mean, exactly. So that's the key, is to recognize that you're a step above the game. And back to a few things. When you're comparing real estate agents, recognize that in the state of Utah, we'll just give this as a blanket because I know these numbers. How long do you think you have to go to school to be licensed to cut hair? Let's just talk through that a little bit. In the state of Utah, guess how many hours you need before you are a licensed person that can cut hair? And not, this is to give you like, wow, this is crazy. You need like 1,000 hours. It might be more than that, but 1,000 hours minimum.
1,600.
Huh?
It used to be 2,000 hours, but now it's 1,600.
Okay, so there you go. 1,600 hours to be a licensed hairdresser. What do you call it? Cosmetologist? What do you? I don't know. Judy would know. She owns a salon.
Cosmetologist.
There you go. There it is. See, you don't have to be smart to learn how to make money, people. Okay, so like 1,600 hours, and now you're a licensed, you can cut people's hair. I can promise you that as a real estate agent, I'm responsible for the most expensive purchase that someone will ever do in their entire life is buy a house. It just is. It's the most expensive thing, unless they're a big investor and they're doing multifamily or something like that. But for the most part, it is 99.9% of people's most expensive thing they will ever buy is a house. And somehow, as a licensed real estate agent, I'm responsible for this. So are you if you're a licensed. And the amount of hours that you need is 120 hours. It's really sad.
And Maeli, did they teach you how to invest in real estate in your 120 hours?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. But my point is like how amazing. Just like think through this a little bit and be like, oh my gosh, I'm relying on real estate agents to give me data on my purchase, right? Not only that, but if they don't have this type of education, like you're going to be smarter than most people, which just feels so good, right? Your accountant, you're smarter than. Your bookkeeper, you're probably going to be smarter than. Now, do you have to do those things? No, right? You don't have to do those things. You just need to know how you want them done. And so, yes, you can use your licensed real estate agents, but recognize that you're the boss. You're, you know what you need, what you know how to do it, right? And so whether or not you're relying on me to get numbers, or you're relying on Melissa or any of the other Stephanie who just jumped on, are licensed real estate agents who are going to know how to run these numbers for you. We go into a lot more training. I mean, I was with Melissa just on Tuesday, Wednesday, and both days, and we did an hour training both on just trying to figure out how to do a CMA the right way, not just as a real estate agent, because there's CMA and then there's an ARV, right? There's two different things. And if you bring this up to most real estate agents, they're going to be like, what's an ARV? And you have to be like, after repair value. And they're like, oh yeah, I think it's this. They have no idea. They just don't have an idea, right? I have like 7,000 hours, right, in real estate training. So I'm pretty sure if somebody's going to compare, and I love that as an agent, I can show up to somebody's house and be like, oh, so you're going to give this deal to someone who has 125 hours? Are you going to actually rely on somebody that has, over 5,000 hours in field training? Like, totally different vibe. You'll feel that when you start learning these things, and for most of you are here pretty new, right? And so as you get through this, and as I'm just giving you some enlightenment of like, oh my gosh, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I'm so excited to watch so many of you just like, right? And I can already see like Jessica just barely got started and she's already like, yeah. How you doing?
Well, and to that point, Maeli, like, we should be using agents. Like, you should be using an agent to pull your ARV, and don't make them do that for free. You, as a buyer, you don't have to pay agent fees. It's the sellers that do. So, but you don't want to use an uneducated agent. You want to use agents that are on our team that are educated the same way that you are. We actually have some here on the call today. Maeli's an agent. Stephanie's the newest member of our team. She's an agent. Like, we should be using educated agents to help us navigate creating these ARVs. Then you create value for them too. Use them to purchase the transaction. You don't want to be putting time together, spending your time putting together a REPC and filling it out by hand. And, Stephanie, Maeli, is Jessica? Jessica, are you an agent? No. Okay. So these gals are running.
Melissa wants to, but she's not on here.
Yeah. Oh, Melissa as well. Yeah. so these ladies are running businesses during the day that they this is their business, right? So create value for them. You shouldn't be doing your own home inspections. Like, why would I don't know how to do a home inspection, but I'm not going to hire some schmo off the street. I'm going to hire someone that I know has a level of education on par with mine. I'm calling Harry, right? Harry's who I'm going to call to come out and do the inspection. So bring professionals in, and if you can help it, bring professionals in that are going to be educated to the same level that you are, so that they can help you navigate what they are professionals at. That's going to help you. Even though you could probably do it, you need to be spending your time on getting to that next asset acquisition as quickly as possible. So the systems that are in place through your education, the use of professionals, especially ones that are on the team that are educated to the same level and the same bar that you are, we want to bring all that together to optimize the amount of time that we're spending on this to increase our volume. Like I said at the beginning of the game, there is one activity that increases your net worth, and that is acquiring assets. So as the CEOs of your respective real estate empires, spend your time focused on acquiring assets, right?
And last thing that I'll say, and when to reach out. I think that was a question you asked, and I kind of took a long time to answer that. So sorry. So if you are like, okay, Maeli, I want you.
Oh, Bill's an agent as well. Sorry, Bill.
Oh yeah, Bill. Yeah, Bill. Thank you for reminding us. Basically, what happens is when you reach out to us as agents, and if you're an agent and you want to chime in, feel free to give them your insight. But my personal and how I teach my people that are on my team as an agent to run ARVs and whatnot, my solution is don't reach out, right? To save us all time and energy and money and efforts, because you don't want to burn an agent out either. You don't want to be like, hey, can you run an ARV on all 25 of these houses? And I'll be like, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. But because it takes, honestly, to do a good ARV, it takes me between 15 and 25 minutes per house. I'm not kidding. And that's if I'm like dialing it super in, right? This is during your this is during your long analysis. So I will take the time to do that. If it's during your quick analysis,
use Renatus iOS. Use Renatus iOS, right?
Yep. Use Renatus iOS.
So you don't overburden your agent.
Yep. So use Renatus iOS and be like, okay, I have an idea of what I think this ARV would be, right? I put an offer out. They've now accepted. Perfect, right? Those are all great things. As soon as they've accepted the offer, now it is time to get into your long analysis, and I should be the first phone call. Truthfully, I should be the first phone call, or one of the other agents, because now you got to dial in your ARV, because really all of the inspection, don't pay for an inspection until you know for sure you want this deal, right? Don't pay for all the other stuff that you have to do. Get a contractor out there, get a bid, and right, all the things. Don't do those things until you've actually reached out. We've had a couple people started doing some wholesaling right recently, which is great. I shouldn't say a couple. We have a lot of people doing wholesaling, but a few new people that has just started, and they put some stuff under contract. We got a little discouraged because they just used Renatus iOS, put under contract, did the whole thing, blasted it all out, and then I went, sorry guys, like the ARV's just not there. So unfortunately, no one bought it, right? Nobody bit. Now, I didn't care. I was so proud of them that they went through all the motions, and now the next time it's gonna be so much easier, right? Like, all the things are good. They shouldn't look at it as a bad thing, but we get discouraged. And so keep that in mind too, that is exactly when you should be making that phone call to me and being like, hey, within the next 24 hours, I really need an ARV on this property. Perfect, absolutely, let's go. And even if it's like before that and you're going back and forth with the agent and you're like, dude, if you could come down 10 grand, like if you're that close, obviously call me too, like if you're gonna miss the deal, because this is when we're supposed to be having conversation.
Yep.
You have a friend
So remember, of our 5-step system: find, analyze, negotiate, fund, and close on deals. So during that funding process, we call that process long analysis. Okay, so find, analyze, negotiate. When we make an offer and we're negotiating a price and they accept our offer, now we're under contract. Well, while we're funding, we're in our due diligence period. And during that due diligence period, you should be sharpening your pencil and everything. So quick analysis is kind of cowboy math, like a rough, quick, dirty, like, is this worth my time? Right? And we say deal or no deal. If it's a deal, we move to the next, we make an offer. And then in due diligence, we sharpen our pencil. You may have to go back during due diligence and renegotiate with the homeowner. That's fine. Maeli and I do that more often than not, where we go back and we're like, hey, we found just more that we need to do with the property than we originally anticipated. Our contractor came through and gave us a bid. We need to adjust. We need another $20,000 off, right? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. There's a lot of stuff, and we'll talk about this on a different day, a lot of stuff that you can find in that due diligence process to help you get even a deeper discount than what you originally offered and what you went under contract for. But quick analysis, what we worked on today, this is just your down and dirty, rough and tumble, like let's do some cowboy math and figure out if it's worth my time to take this property on to the next steps, right? It's not always going to work out, but it's going to help you protect your time so that you're not sending contractors out to something that, that you have no idea, or having your agents do working on something that, ends up being way off anyway, right? This is going to get us close. So that's how we need to treat that quick analysis process. So guys, thanks for being here tonight.
Next week? What do we, so I won't be here. I'm sorry. I'm doing this whole icon extravaganza, so you're going to see me on TV instead, which will be fun.
Next week we're going to go into velocity banking. We're going to do an advanced velocity banking training. Yep. Okay. We're going to spend some time. We haven't done a velocity banking training on this call, I think, in 4 or 5 months. So it's time to bring it back out, dust it off. We're going to dive into some of the deeper concepts inside of velocity banking, and we're going to have fun doing it. So, guys, we're a little past the time. Sorry for keeping you late, but that's all we have for you this week. Congratulations, Harry, for winning the Deal or No Deal round. We're going to be back here next week. We're here every week, Wednesday, 7 p.m., same link. For those of, all of you guys are students, so we want you to join us as often as you can. Be here 7 p.m. Wednesdays. We hope to see all of you, or as many as can make it, tomorrow to the mastermind, the in-person mastermind at Top Equity Real Estate at 7 p.m. And until next time, guys, stay hungry, stay healthy, get out there and do some real estate. I love you all. Have a fantastic night. See you later.